This warehouse in Boulder is full of more than just boxes.
We have over 40,000 artifacts, and most of them are kept here.
It's full of stories. It's Chelsea Pennington's job to keep those stories alive.
There are things from the 1890s. This is more recent stuff, so probably looks like 1960s.
Artifacts owned by the Boulder History Museum.
This is a telephone switchboard that was originally in CU.
Telling the stories of Boulder.
Sort of tells the story of this invisible backbone of women that were sort of allowing CU and the university to operate.
Pieces of history.
This is a scrapbook that just got donated. I think all history is really important to help us know where we came from, know the mistakes we made in our past.
But history isn't always in the past.
This vaccine rollout for the COVID-19 vaccine is obviously a huge moment in history.
By far, the biggest story of 2020 is also being chronicled here.
This is the Moderna vaccine. A new sort of philosophy in museums is what's called rapid response collecting. And that is not just looking back at what happened in the past and trying to gather artifacts from those events, but also looking at what is happening right now, what will be considered history that, generations from now people will wish they had artifacts from to study and to look at. This is just a box of papers that we took down from the fence.
And in March, history happened again here in Boulder.
Eric Talley, 51, father of 7, police officer. Ricky Olds, 25, store manager. Suzanne Fountain, 59, she was an actress.
When 10 people lost their lives at King Soopers.
The shooting is a part of Boulder's history, and again, we of course wish it wasn't. Maybe it feels safer and more comfortable to just sort of ignore it, but that's not what we do as a history museum, is we collect and preserve these stories. Everyone knew Terry, and she was just really bright and happy and got to know people, and again, worked there for years and years.
Doing a service by chronicling what happened.
I know that it's important, but it doesn't make it any easier to be handling these artifacts and knowing the stories behind them.
At the snow-covered fence that's become a memorial.
Right now, our goal is to keep everything safe. Preserve the stories, preserve the objects themselves as much as we can.
Chelsea is doing the work of documenting.
I photographed it really extensively. I try to, get closer photos. As it changes, I can be able to tell what's new, what has changed.
The museum has already collected some items and is in the process of collecting more.
Every time I come, it just feels so moving. And again, there's always something new that strikes me, whether it's a new art piece or a note that someone has left. Some things are these beautiful works of art. Some things are just people grabbed stuff from their car and wrote it in, a Sharpie they found at the bottom of their purse. And that is also so moving to see those just real and honest reactions from the community.
The community that will be involved in telling this story through these preserved items.
The people who are involved deserve a chance to tell their stories and determine how the story of that day gets told. We want to make sure that we're working with them.
As spring pushes through and the snow on this fence melts away, the story of what happened here will remain. Through these items, the museum will make sure people know what happened and how we, as a community, responded.
There have been these moments of light and joy, and to see people comforting each other, to see people come here and sing or play the cello or play the bagpipes. And I think it just shows we care for each other, and in this time of tragedy, we're coming together in different ways and in unique ways.
In Boulder, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.